Good afternoon, it's Joyful Hermit. I'm still trying to work through, I think, a passage. I keep thinking I'm through the portal, and I'm not quite yet. I'm having to understand it's too bad that I don't have the strength of faith to simply trust. Although I'm repeating that dream of over a week ago in which I was told by Jesus to stay here, to wait, and to not be bothered by others judging. Then again, to know that told me that I was going to feel very alone, which I have felt. It's been breathtaking. And in addition to not physically feeling well, it's been hard to motivate. Of course, you get the temptation to want to leave. I'm trying to accept that I am effectively out of the temporal Catholic world, totally out of it. In all ways, really. This morning I emailed a woman whose son is getting married. I dearly love this family, and the son wanted me at his wedding. But of course, I cannot go to a mass again. It's too dangerous for me. This would be even at a different parish. Plus, the other thing that came up is 2 years ago I received a threatening email from a man and his wife. The wife wrote it. Ignorant people, I guess you'd have to say, out of ignorance. But there were threats in it, and threats that if I was ever any place they were, that I'd better get the H out, or I better know what's good for me, and it went on and on. A lot of misspellings, a lot of crudity, and saying not to ever contact them or anything like that. It was weird. I think I'd sent them a Christmas card. I tried to be nice to this couple. I think maybe underlying it was anger and envy that I received a small inheritance, and I had spent quite a bit at the parish gift shop in that town on books to give away at another parish at a movie night that I had an idea for. Got somebody else to set it up because I wasn't allowed to do anything in that parish. But we used a lot of books, Catholic books, as sort of like door prizes to make it a little more fun for people coming. And of course the movie stopped. I don't know what they did with all those books that I bought. I kept trying, you have to admit, I kept trying. Anyway, I realized that this couple would be at the wedding and I can't be there. I could have had a police report filed on this threat email I got. I could have contacted this man's employer, which is the diocese. He's a parish associate, works under the priest. All kinds. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. And how horrible to have received that. The time I mentioned it to the priest that I was going to confession for, and he says, "Oh, well, if you're out to dinner someplace." And I said, "I don't go out to dinner. I can't sit that well." But he said, "Well, if you ever see him in here, just get out of there. Get out of there." So, none of these people ever stop to think that, maybe this man shouldn't be employed, maybe, or maybe the priest should talk to him and his wife about their language, curse words in this, and the threat to do bodily harm to me if they saw me someplace. But no, it's weird. It's like everything just gets stuffed under. Maybe that's why so much is coming up now, out of me. In one of the videos I didn't post, I mentioned, well, it's just horrible things. I've had horrible. But yet again, I remembered the evening I was confirmed, August 22nd, 1995. that afternoon I'd had a vision that the Lord was going to slay me in the spirit, that I would fall to the ground in a crumpled heap uh, during my confirmation. And I didn't know what was going to be involved in the confirmation as far as anything physical, what I just knew, I would be anointed with oil. I would, repeat my vows. And so it was after an evening mass. Two of my children were there. The third one didn't get off work. And my godmother. But I had been forewarned, so instead of wearing a dress, I wore pants. I'm very self-conscious, and I said, oh dear Lord, please don't do that to me. But because I guess I was afraid my skirt would come up or something when I fell, because I knew I was being forewarned. And sure enough, during the confirmation, when the priest put the holy oil on my forehead, the power of the Holy Spirit overcame me. I struggled and struggled to stand, but I couldn't, and I went into an altered state and fell to the ground. My two children, I think, were worried and were trying to help me, and the priest said, no, 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 leave her alone. She'll come out of it. The next day, he was quite excited. He said he had never seen anything like that when he had confirmed anyone. And he said he had just about invited the people at the Mass to stay for it, but something told him not to. Of course, I was quite relieved because I would have been mortified for other people to have seen that happen to me. That's how it's always been. I've never sought things. They just happen. But all this time, that sign that was given me when I was confirmed was a powerful sign of Christ wanting me in his church. And it has helped me hang on. But now, of course, I think I have to let go. Not of Catholicism, but of every aspect of the temporal Catholic world. Every aspect, even going to a wedding. I cannot risk injury from these people, or a scene, or even why should I have to remember it if I see them? It seems better for me just to not, maybe to get through this time period, and of course, no, never to go back to any of it. And the more that I get cut away, maybe the more I'll be able to heal from a lot of the memories or the abuse. It's been abusive. But they didn't mean it. I know they don't mean it. They don't understand. And their ignorance is sometimes amazing to fathom. Or that people would let themselves get so out of control. But I guess we do. We tend to. And even now, my desire to escape, even this location where I am, and to have the relief of being able to start fresh somewhere else and to try to escape the negative memories. And I've even thought at times it was actually the leader of the RCIA at the cathedral. Bless her heart. I don't know if she quite gets a lot of the spiritual, or she's a very nice person. She has encouraged me repeatedly to return to the Protestant church. Sort of escapes even the farthest of the imagination. How the head of the group, the teachers that teach people coming into the Catholic faith, is wanting me to go elsewhere. She means well because she thinks it's just horrible, and she repeats one thing happened to her out of the hundreds that have happened to me. She said I would have been out of the Catholic Church never to return. And, maybe Jesus knows that and doesn't have anything happen to her as a result. But there's really no escaping. I, my lot in life probably isn't going to be any better anyplace else. Um, it's what happens to people with mystical experiences, I think. Not cut out for New Age, not whatsoever. And um, it's all a progression on, further, further. But now it's into this great silence and an attempt of my need to be healed of hurts and rejections. And even though much of this I did express to the recent spiritual director, who is a retired bishop, um, sometimes he thought that I was just being angry or something, and I wasn't. I was just trying to express out what had happened. And I guess I was seeking some kind of consolation. And sometimes he would say, well, that must have really hurt. Yet when things would happen to me, as he was my spiritual director, that he could have said something to the priest or done something about it, he chose not also. A little bit maybe how when we think of Peter and how Peter denied Jesus, 3 times he denied him, didn't stand up for him when he could have. Peter could have and didn't. So, I'm being offered the opportunity to participate in all actual aspects of Jesus' life. Maybe that's why a little over a week ago he said, wait here with him. And that's all I can do. He's hindered me physically, financially also, from moving to another location where, as a longtime Protestant friend who doesn't live here, but she said, well, it might just be worse someplace else. Yes, it might. And I'm realistic about other groups. I'm not willing to risk any more groups. No more parishes, no more priests, no denominations. I know I've progressed along. I've found truth in the ideal and in the faith, and I just have to keep marching in step to time. Not going anywhere, but just marching in step right here. It's all a process, and you can tell it's not easy. This is not easy for me. This time period isn't. And others might be able to think, whoa, just get over it, or whatever. It's somehow not quite that simple, although it should be. But it requires greater faith. So I need more faith to just have it be simple, a simple forgiveness, and a full, deep-hearted acceptance of the nothingness in the sense of solitude, that this is deeper and deeper solitude than maybe some hermits experience. And maybe I've been not in enough solitude compared to what other hermits have. So, Into Great Silence, as that wonderful Carthusian movie title is, Into Great Silence. God bless His real presence in you.